Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Maggie Cooper, your South Carolina real estate advocate with the brokerage LPT Realty. This is episode 4 of the South Carolina home journey. Just recently in episode 3, we talked about setting the right expectations from inspections, negotiations, repairs, roofs, insurance, and just some of the realities of how real estate really works. Today we're moving into the next natural question I hear all the time, and that is, how do I know if I'm actually really ready to buy or sell my home? I want to be very honest with you all. Being ready is about a lot more than wanting to move and seeing a house that you like or think you love. Readiness is more than desire. Wanting to buy or sell is one thing, but being ready is a completely another thing. Readiness means understanding your numbers, understanding the process, understanding the market, and understanding yourself more than anything. This episode is not meant to pressure you. It is meant to help you evaluate where you are and what your next step should be. And sometimes the best next step is preparation and not rushing. So let's start with buyers first. So if you are an individual or a family that's thinking about buying a home, here are the key areas you should evaluate with honesty. Area number 1 is credit awareness and not perfection. You do not need perfect credit to buy a home, but you do need awareness of where your credit stands and understanding that the lender looks at your middle score, not the highest or the lowest, and a plan if improvements are needed. Sometimes buyers are closer than they actually think they are. Other times they need a few months or a little bit longer of preparation, and that's okay too. Let's move on to area number 2, and that is income and employment stability. Lenders want to see stable income and consistent work history. If you're self-employed, commission-based, or recently changed jobs, that does not automatically disqualify you. It just means timing and documentation matter more. This is where conversations early on can save a lot of frustrations later. Let's move on to area 3, and that is debt to income comfort, not just an approval. Just because you approve for a certain amount does not mean you should spend that amount. Some questions you should ask yourself is, am I comfortable with this monthly payment? Does this leave room for life, savings, and emergencies? Your comfort matters just as much as your lender's approval. All right, area 4 is savings and reserves. Buying a home is more than just a down payment. You should consider closing costs, inspections, appraisal, moving expenses, earnest money deposit, and reserves after closing for repairs. Things can break down after you move in, and that's the responsibility that becomes yours as a homeowner. Being prepared financially reduces stress later. Let's move to area number 5, and that is emotional readiness. This part is just not talked about enough. Buying a home requires patience, flexibility, emotional regulations. Not every offer is accepted. Not every inspection is perfect. Not every timeline goes exactly as planned. If the process itself feels overwhelming right now, it may be a sign to pause, not quit, just preparation. Another part of readiness that people often overlook is lifestyle. Buying a home isn't just a financial decision. It affects your commute, your routine, your time, and your responsibilities. Being ready means asking, does this home fit my daily life? Does it support my family, work, and long-term plans? A home should fit your life, not just your budget. Now let's move on to sellers. If you're an individual or a family and you're thinking about selling your home, readiness matters more than just as much as everything else. Area 1 is motivation to sell. Ask yourself, why am I selling? Is it timing, finances, lifestyle, or necessity? Clear motivation helps guide decisions when negotiations or challenges come up. Area 2 is timeline and flexibility. Some homes sell quickly, others takes time. Are you flexible if the right buyer takes longer, repairs are requested, closing date shifts around? Flexibility protects your peace during the process. Let's move on to area number 3, and that's your net proceeds reality. Sellers often focus on list price, but net proceeds matters more. You should understand your mortgage payoff if there is one, closing costs if they were negotiated, possible repair negotiations, and market-driven pricing. This clarity prevents disappointment and frustrations. Area 4, market conditions, not emotional pricing. Your home may be special to you, and that's understandable, but the market sets values based on comparable sales, condition, location, and current demand. Pricing correctly from the beginning often saves time, money, and stress. Let's talk about short-term versus long-term thinking. Sometimes it helps to step back and look at the bigger picture. A small repair or negotiation today can prevent price reductions later, longer days on the market, and buyer hesitations. Staying focused on the end goal often leads to better outcomes. All right, area number 5, and that's home readiness. Not every home needs to be perfect to sell, but sellers should consider safety issues, deferred maintenance, roof age and insurance concerns, cosmetic expectations versus reality. Sometimes small improvements like painting can go a long way. Over time, oftentimes pricing reflects the condition. Area 6 is your willingness to negotiate. Negotiation is still part of selling. That doesn't mean that giving everything away. It means understanding where flexibility makes sense and where it doesn't. Successful sellers stay focused on the big picture. Also, one additional thing I want you to think about is your exit strategy. I also encourage both buyers and sellers to think ahead. Life changes, jobs, family needs, and finances. Being ready means understanding how flexible this decision is if something shifts later. That awareness helps people make calmer, more confident decisions today. Another area is unexpected things can still come up. Even when you're fully prepared, unexpected things can still happen. Inspection findings, appraisal conditions, title issues, insurance challenges. This does not mean you weren't ready. It means real estate is real life. The goal is not to eliminate the surprises. It is to be prepared to handle them thoughtfully. Let's discuss value-based decisions matters. At the end of the day, buying or selling a home should align with your values, your finances, and your comfort level. Also, your long-term goals. You should never feel rushed or forced. Sometimes the right decision is moving forward. Sometimes the right decision is waiting. Both are wins when they're intentional. So let's talk about all the time I like to include my role in this process. As a real estate agent, my role is not to push you into a transaction. My role is to help you evaluate readiness, create a plan if preparation is needed, guide you through the next steps, and protect your interest throughout the process. Whether that means buying or selling now or later, I'm here to help you do just that, whatever your goals are. And again, let's be clear, having these conversations does not mean you're committing to buy or sell right now. Sometimes readiness starts with a plan, not a contract. So having a conversation, let's do it if that's what it takes, okay? So if you're wondering whether now is the right time for you to buy or sell in South Carolina, especially in the PD region or the surrounding areas, let's talk. Sometimes clarity comes from one honest conversation. So save this episode, share it with someone who's thinking about making a move in real estate, and stay tuned because next we're starting to dive deeper into what buyer and seller consultations actually look like. Always remember, the process is personal, but the purpose is promised. So always trust the process. Until next time,